Okay, this is a heads up about a conference coming up March 22nd, 23rd called the Subsurface Utility Mapping Strategy Forum. It's focused specifically on locating and mapping underground infrastructure. It's virtual, so there's no travel involved, and it's free to attend. So if you're interested in listening to this, it's not going to cost you anything. If you're there, we'll be covering technology and policy. So if you're interested in technology, there'll be some really interesting talks about some very new technology that you may not have heard of before this conference. Number one, real-time damage prevention. This is basically a modified backhoe. There's no external data required for this that will detect underground infrastructure before you put your bucket into the ground. So I think this is pretty novel, and I think you'll find it very interesting if you're in construction or in the locate industry. Another thing that I think is relevant to people in the locate industry is locating underground infrastructure with a drone. This is really interesting. It's a French company that has done this. They've been working on it for quite a number of years and have proofed it with the French National Research Agency. But means basically no boots on the pavement. You can send a drone down a road or across a field to detect underground infrastructure to centimeter accuracy. And something that is also very novel is basically using machine learning to automate the recognition of utility infrastructure in the field. This is going to make it a lot easier and a lot faster to capture information about infrastructure in the field, not having to use a handheld and enter the last date of inspection or a serial number or any other information, but being able to just basically recognize the device, and that's all you need to do. All the rest of the information is automatically captured. So I think those three things should be really interesting for people interested in technology. On the policy side, you may not know this, but in France there's a system for underground infrastructure, for sharing data about underground infrastructure called DT-DICT. And the really interesting thing about this system is that it's actually, there's statistics that are showing that it's reducing damage to underground infrastructure. You may know that North America, the statistics generally show that it's not getting worse, but we really aren't improving the situation when it comes to damage to underground infrastructure. So I think you'll find it, anybody who's interested in policy will find it interesting to hear about a national system that is actually reducing damage to underground infrastructure in France. We'll also have Victor Hu, who's a director at the Singapore Land Authority, talking about Singapore's subsurface digital twin project. This is something that's been going on for 4 years, and they're just embarking on the implementation phase of this project. And I think most people know how Singapore goes about things, and I think anybody who's interested in policy would be really interested in hearing what's going on in Singapore. Most people probably have heard about the National Underground Asset Register in the UK. It's a project to share location and other data that's collected by utilities and telecoms. It's currently underway in the UK, and it's scheduled to be rolled out across England, Wales, and Northern Ireland over the next 4 years. And then finally, we're going to be having a panel focused on developing a subsurface digital twin for Canada. This is a project that was initiated several months ago. There's quite a number of people in the industry and in government in Canada who have been involved in this. So I think for anybody who is interested in what the future may hold for underground infrastructure and mapping and locating underground infrastructure in Canada, this will be of tremendous interest. So I hope to see you there March 22nd, March 23rd.